Welcome to this great adventure of two sisters.
Absolutely not. Hey guys, welcome to the Regina Kids podcast. I am your host Maxie,
With her lovely younger sister, Rita the Ham.
and here on the podcast, as you can see, sibling relationships can be loving and sometimes a bit
Dramatic.
affect me, please, complicated. So join us every week as we explore all aspects of having a sibling.
Come be our sibling.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, everyone. It is that time of year again when Maxie lets me run the show. So let's see how this goes. I am your host, Rita, with our lovely authoress, Eleanor Maxwell.
See, this is why. Welcome to the Regina Kids podcast. I am your host, Maxie.
I already introduced myself. What? I was supposed to say that. My bad. Welcome to Regina Kids Podcast. I'm your host, Rita, with my lovely older sister.
Rita, we did that already.
Okay, fine. But no, you guys, it's a very exciting day because it's her anniversary. I would say for you and me, but it's really just for you. So, but happy anniversary, girl! It's
Thank
been
you.
one whole year of love you more, and you've been just sharing your love across the world. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah, today is my second books, my baby. Just turned one today.
222, 23.
Um, my second book came out 2/22/22. Love You More. Grieving isn't easy and healing hurts.
Available on Amazon.
It's about the 5 stages of grief and how to start your process of healing from grief.
So, Maxie, two books down, third on the way. How does it feel to be going through your second anniversary?
It's overwhelming a little bit because I never expected to be here, so it's unexpected. I
Well, look
really,
at God. Look at how the good Lord works.
I've been in the process of debating about having a celebration because I don't think I've properly celebrated it. I
Mm,
kind of just like, oh, I made 2 books and kind of kept it moving.
mm-mm.
So I think I'm
You
in
got
the
to keep the
work.
party going, girl. Come on. On Party. Party. Because we gotta.
Rita, anywho, yeah. So this book is I thought the first one was really special, but this second one is really special. The process of writing it, everything it took to even get it here. So it's really
Yeah.
special.
So, why is it? Why did so? Elaborate a little more as to why it is so special.
So
What
my
makes this book so special?
because this book never happens if one of my friends of 25 years never passes on my dad's birthday. So this book got poured into me from the Most High. So it would never have happened because that wasn't my intent to even write another book, and especially write a book about the 5 stages of grief and about healing from grief. So, or just starting your process of healing in general.
So, do you feel like in that process, were there things that you noticed in the grief that you were dealing with, or like you honestly didn't realize that you were in those stages until started everything started pouring out into the book?
I don't think I when I started doing research on the stages of grief, I realized that grief didn't just apply to losing a loved one. And with the
Mm.
5 stages, I realized that you can be in any stage at any time, and that I had actual words and definitions to go with stuff that I had felt in the past. But I also realized that with losing so many people back to back, I wasn't processing it. I was basically just,
A
dealing with it in
breather.
at a surface level. Like,
Yeah.
oh, they passed. I love them. I cried. Some I didn't cry, but okay, and keep it moving. I had a keep it moving mentality till I lost my friend, and then it was like, it was a halt in my reality. Like, nope, you got to sit in all of these feelings. You got to feel all the feels. You got to go through the processes of grieving, and that was hard for me
Mm.
because I wasn't ready to nobody's ready for that type of hurt, and to be feeling all the feels and having your heart on the outside of your body, and just being, when you're not one of those people who cry a lot. Like, it takes a lot to make me cry. So to have feeling like my heart was shattered, but it's on the outside of my body, and I'm trying to pick the pieces up to heal it, to get myself back together. Like, I was ultra sensitive to a lot of things. Like, so everything was affecting me at that time.
So, just in the stages, just when a person is grieving, in your opinion, for the supporting cast members, not well, let's not call them cast members. That just
The
makes it seem like
supporting
they're
cast member. I don't know
for
where
that
he was
support
going with
system.
that.
I said, let me rephrase that because that makes it seem like they're kind of fake. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in a movie and this real life. But for what advice would you give to the people like there's the person that's going through the grief? What advice would you give not to the person that's going through the grief, but the support system that they have? So like their spouse, their friends, and things like that. Like, what advice would you give them to help that person that is going through grief?
Just show them some grace, because their emotions are going to be up and down. Some days, certain things will trigger them to be happy. Other days, it might trigger them to be sad. I think a lot of times when people are going through grief, people don't really have words for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that's grieving, honestly, they don't always, in my opinion, well, even in my situation, I don't always expect people to know what to say. You just sometimes need somebody to just be there, because it's a lot of people when you going through that show up, and they check on you every now and again, but then they disappear, so they
Yeah.
not always there. So
So give them grace.
yeah, just give them some grace, because you never know what could trigger a person to think about somebody that they really loved and that they really missed. So
Yeah, so true. So on the flip side of that, to the person that's actually going through the grief, what is like I would say the first what is the first I would say three things that you would tell them that they need, or three things that you would give them as far as advice in that process?
um well, zero would be go get my book, Love You More. Grieving isn't easy, healing hurts.
Did you say
Available,
zero?
yeah, available on
Let me see if you
Amazon.
want to throw a bonus
Yeah.
in there.
Um,
What be four things?
no, it's still 3-0 at the top.
You
Um,
stupid.
I would say one, whatever you're feeling, it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. Because a lot of times people try to rush your grief process and like, oh, it's been this many years, you should be over it, or you've been out living your life, so you should be fine. No, there is no time stamp to how long it takes you to get over grief. And if you're not okay, you're just not okay.
Mm.
and that's okay. I would say give yourself some grace. Because a lot of times when people really, really experience grief, especially when it's somebody really close to them, it feels like heartbreak.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes you feel like you don't want to be here either.
I don't think it feels like heartbreak. It is heartbreak.
Right. But you feel like you don't want to be here. Like you want to go off and be with them. So you got to give yourself some grace that y- your bounce back ain't going to be quick.
Mm.
And then again, it might be quick. Either way, whichever side of the spectrum you're on, you got to give yourself some grace. And I think the last one would be, and it's something that my friend used to always say to me, which was, God makes no mistakes.
Ooh.
So everything that's happening in your life is working out for your good.
I
I
think
mean, and that's a hard thing to accept, but
yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was gonna say. Like that. That last one is the hardest one, mainly because you just blindly walk in faith and just have to fight through the not understanding of why the situation is the way that it is.
yeah, you question everything. So
Hmm.
absolutely.
So it's your anniversary.
It's my book versary. What's what
So
is
what's
that?
what we got some plans? We going to dinner? Like what we doing, girl?
Um, so Wednesday. So no,
What that mean?
nothing. But I don't have no plans.
Do some day drinking?
What?
No, I'm just playing. You would never do that.
What? In the middle of the week? Like,
Hell yeah, in the middle of the week, you know how long people, how hard people weeks have been since Monday to Wednesday, girl. Not just playing, but
siblings. Before she continue, um, let us know how y'all doing. You could drop us a sib note at the Regina Kids Podcast at gmail.com or slide on over to our Instagram and drop us a DM. You can
oh
also find us at Regina Kids Podcast on TikTok, Instagram. Leave us a like and subscribe to our YouTube and to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you listen to your podcast. Let us know, our has 2023 been good to you? Is it a rough season? Are you still grieving somebody that you lost, a relationship, a job, anything? Let us know how you doing.
oh yeah, check in, check in, check in.
Check, check, check in.
So with it being your anniversary, um, I know you've been, putting it out there that you're writing another book. So when should we expect this book?
It's to be expected in 2023. In the next couple months. That's the goal. My last book, I call it the trilogy because it's like my first book
Mm.
was written to motivate and inspire. My second book turns out it's about processing grief and learning how to heal from grief and past traumas and all of that. The third book, the trilogy, is it's gonna be stories about my life, but they're meant to let you know that it don't matter whatever you've been through, like you deserve to be happy.
Okay.
And we gonna go through the 7 steps to get you to being authentically happy. So this book is really a process because I have to go back and relive these things that have happened in my life. So it's a
Hmm.
little, it's a lot.
Talk nice about me though.
If you you show up in the story, it's however it happened. It happened.
I've
Talk
been
nice.
good to you, girl.
Mm,
No,
we gonna see, cause it's February.
here we
Three
go.
one. That's when I,
Here we go.
start checking people off the list when they don't understand what
Here
happened in
we
March.
go. Here we go. Oh, right, because your New Year starts on your birthday. So
Right.
what you gonna start putting out them posts like people did at the beginning of the year, talking about you only got 48 hours of me.
Really, Rita.
That's what we doing.
Hey,
I don't but I just want to say, sister, I'm very, very proud of you and all of your accomplishments. I'm your biggest cheerleader forever. Ever,
forever.
ever, ever, ever.
I appreciate y'all cheering me on.
Oh yeah, all day. So the trilogy.
Yes, the trilogy.
Well, I told you that not too long ago that all they say all good things come in threes.
Who was they?
That's what they say. I
Who
didn't
was they say?
ever them.
Them.
Hmm.
I get. We gonna see. We
Well,
gonna
siblings, if y'all know who came up with that quote,
You're
slide
right.
into the DM and tell me. I've been
Good.
hearing that since I was a little young thing.
A little young thing.
Hmm.
Is it all things come in threes, or
No,
is it?
all good things come in threes.
Oh, okay. We gonna see. It's 2023, and
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You coming out with your third book in the third year?
whatever. Rita.
You see how that line up? I'm just saying.
We gonna see. We gonna be on this podcast. We'll see.
Maybe it'll drop on 3/3/23. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Now you throwing out dates. I don't know about that. I don't know. I
You
don't
know
know.
that's some cute numbers.
I don't know if it's gonna be ready in March.
I know. I'm just talking. Don't listen to me, guys. She knows. Only she knows the time. Only she knows the time. The time.
That is a Friday though.
I'm just saying. You see, I'm saying, girl. You see, it's a cute number too, just like the 22, 22, 22.
We'll see. Again, it's a lot of preparation.
Yeah, I know it is. Tell people about like if they haven't seen the last episode of books and books. Tell people about your process because each author has their own unique process of writing a book. So tell people about your process.
Um, my process, and that's the other thing. I got carpal tunnel, but my process is to hand write it out first, get all the thoughts out on paper, then go back, reread it, and write it neatly before it's typed up. So that's the process. So I already have a notebook full of the original book, and then when I go back and rewrite it, it's like, oh, I'm taking that out. No, I need to fix that.
Put this over
So,
here.
yeah.
That paragraph goes there.
Right. So it's a real process
How was now you are
before it goes to the editor.
right? So now, just talking. Let's step into that part of it as well. You are a self-published author, right? So how did you? Well, number one, just talk about that whole process in itself because most people think like, oh, I need to find a publisher. I have to go through this whole line of things in order to even get my book out there? How is it even possible? Type of thing. So, with you being a self-published author, how did you even get in that lane within itself?
I got in that lane because originally I did look for a publisher,
Mm-hmm.
and the price that they were going to charge me to publish my book was, to me, was a little extremely high, one, and two, they weren't offering to do much outside of like the marketing aspect of the book.
Okay.
So to me, it was like I still got to do all the legwork and all of that, and all you gonna do is get it printed up basically
Oh.
and market it a little bit. So for me, it was like you got to pay for everything anyway. So why not do it yourself? And I remember that I had thought about no, I'm not gonna put that idea out there because somebody might take it. But um, I had thought about doing this book series
Mm.
about certain women in my life, and
Mm.
um,
Sound like a chapter two in your author's journey. But
and at the time, I still do follow him. I was following Tony Gaskins, and I had went to one of his his in person events or whatever, and he was
Mhm.
telling about like all of these classes he had, and one of the classes was about self publishing your own book.
Mm.
So he had a whole outline on how to self publish your book all the way to getting it printed out. So
Oh, dope. Okay.
so once I went through to I had been like I paid for the class like years before I ever even used it. And once you buy a class from him, you can always go back to his university and read it and go through it whenever you want to. So I remembered like, dang, I got that class. Let me go read up on this and see if it's that difficult. And it really wasn't.
Mm.
So
So, guys, y'all hear that? It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all to get your thoughts on paper and then print it into a book.
right, you
So, if
can
you got dreams, aspirations to do that, it is very tangible.
it definitely is. It's definitely within arm's reach. I mean, outside of if you gonna design your own book cover or pay somebody to design your book cover and then pay for your editor. After that, it's all just uploading your book onto um a site. So Barnes and
So,
Noble,
mhm.
Amazon, you know, that's it.
So you designed your own. You designed both of your book covers.
Actually, my first book cover was designed by one of my friends, Autumn Latrice.
Hey,
Um,
Double N.
She is also the host of a show that I produce for her called Paint and Release. You can find that on YouTube. She actually designed my first book cover. My second book cover, Love You More, was actually a picture that I took one day on the way to work. So it was
Mm.
actually a picture of a sunset outside my house. So
That's a sun. In look, how ironic you end up using a sunset for a book about grief.
yeah, it's a picture. It's an actual picture that I took in my phone one day when I was getting off work and I got out the car and I just happened to look. I'm like, dang, the sun was setting. So
And you talking about grief. Let's look at the parallels.
I never even thought about it because,
I just know I literally just like I'm like wait a minute that was a and I never knew that was the actual sunset.
yeah, it's the actual sunset and it's the actual color um that the clouds were. So the clouds were like a bluish orange color, and I just um downloaded the picture and blew the picture up.
That's dope.
So
That like I just realized like wait a minute sunset grief. Okay, okay, girl.
Okay, girl. Yeah. So, um, yeah, I uploaded the picture into Canva, and Canva has an option to create book covers, and
Uh-oh,
here,
you dropping
here
a
we are.
wait a minute now, you dropping another gem. So you need to tell them about Canva,
Um,
which is not a promotional um this is not promotional, but Canva, if you want to drop some coins, I'm just saying.
yeah, you can create anything in Canva: book covers, um, Instagram covers, all kinds of. It's a neat little app that you could just download, and yeah, you just upload any kind of picture. You can put any kind of font, any kind of color on the outside, all of that.
Well, look
And
at
my, and I was going to say my second book was the first book that when I came out with my first book, having a hardcover book was I love hardcover books. Having a hardcover book was not even an option.
no lie, hardcovers hit different.
So when this book came out, when my first book came out, you only had the option of a paperback and an ebook. But when this book came out, you had the option of a hardcover, paperback, and an ebook. So if you go on Amazon and look up any of my books, All My Broken Crayons Still Color, or Love You More, Grieving Isn't Easy, and Healing Hurts, the first book comes in a paperback or ebook. So if you like affirmations, you can get it in an ebook and have them directly on your phone through the Kindle app. But this book is just available in hardcover, paperback, and an ebook. Just all depends on your preference. So
And if you want a personally signed copy, slide on over into her DMs on Facebook or Instagram, and she'll hook you up.
yeah.
Well, I do want let's go ahead and do a nice little that segment we call check in. So now this your anniversary, and you've gone through or probably still going through. I mean, are you still going through the grieving process, or how are you in that whole process of grieving? Because
I
that
have
I mean,
I
because
have my days. I can
that
tell
was
you.
just an anniversary that a 1 year anniversary you just had this past December.
Yeah. So like I said, I have my days. Like I said before in the beginning, like it's something that you just can't when you well, for me, when I love you, I love you. So
I love you too, girl.
girl, ain't nothing gonna change that.
Oh,
So yeah. How are you? I'm checking in.
I'm good. You know, Liddy like a titty, love and light.
Love and light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nah, things
So
been good. You know what I'm saying? Like I honestly don't with the space I'm in this year, as I call the space of preparation for me being the best me I can be, especially since I'm going to turn 4 day. Um, I'm just enjoying every day. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like work is good, family's good, relationship good. Like I'm just chilling like a villain, just trying to get out here in these streets.
as always. And
Yeah.
just FYI, like I know people be like, "Oh, nobody want to read a book about grief," but the way my book is set up is that you'll get a stage of grief. So it's 5 stages. So each story is attached to a stage of grief, and then there's also a proverb in there. And then after you read the story about my loved one, there's also an affirmation. you'll get some affirmations that you can read, and then the page directly after that is an actual picture of them, and so
You got
you'll
the book open. Go show the picture of our daddy.
here she go. Um, you'll get to meet them. So once you read the story about them, you'll also get to physically see them in the book. Is that okay? You see that? Yeah. You'll get to physically see them in the book and get to actually meet them. So
That's pretty dope.
that was a neat way that it was set up.
And let me tell you, baby, them stories is interesting. And I'm not just saying that because that's my sister. That's a book. It's a good read.
It's a good read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a good. If I say so myself, it's a good book.
So, sister, what's your sip note?
So my sib note is actually gonna come uh, from my book,
Is
and
it your dedication?
no, it's not my dedication.
Um,
That's just her wanting to be all about the Leos. It's not y'all season. Um,
it ain't your season either.
it actually is.
Damn,
Let me just double check.
it is
Let me
almost one more day. I think.
let me just double
No, it
check.
is. It is your season. Oh, today my girl, happy birthday, Brittany girl. Today, Brittany birthday.
Is it now?
Mm-hmm. 2/22/22 is Brittany birthday.
It is. Yep, it is our season. Shout out to all the Pisces. We started on the 19th. Poo poo.
Little fishies.
So it is our
Hi, little
season.
fishies.
Springtime is on the way. But
Okay, Emo.
whatever, Dory. Anyway,
I do be feeling like her sometimes. I be forgetting.
so did you want to say your sib note before
No,
mine?
no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So my sib note is gonna be healing hurts. Ever get a cut on your finger? Once you realize it is hurt, you usually are overcome with pain. If you are hurt bad, you will bleed all over stuff and people that didn't cut you. You will eventually realize that you are now in a mess that needs to be cleaned up.
Mm.
Once you clean up your mess, you can then clean the cut and add your healing agent. You can finally place a band aid on your cut to begin the healing process. As you heal, days may go by and you won't need a band aid anymore. But if you bump that finger, it may still hurt. It's all a process. The process to healing is a hard one. The thought of trying to heal all of your past traumas, pains, even mistakes just sounds overwhelming. Just know it's worth it. Nothing worth having will be easy. It will always require hard work. It will it will require a lot of sacrifice. It may even require some tears. On the other side of fear is faith. On the other side of pain is peace. On the other side of sorrow is strength, but through it all, remember to love you more. I also want to read the thank yous because I don't think that everybody, um, n- most of y'all read the book. Maybe you didn't. People usually don't read the thank yous, but I do want to give an extra special thanks to Eric Metcalf, Nika Wiggins, Deshanna Lewis, Stephanie Wade, and them Norman girls. I truly appreciate y'all allowing me to honor the memories of y'all loved ones, and y'all will never know how much this means to me. Love you more. Grieving isn't easy, and healing hurts.
Look.
Risa, don't start. Got it.
Just give it up.
And
Let
just for
it out.
you, I'll read the dedication.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And we'll end the show after that. Take us
Right.
out, coach. Put them in, coach. Put them in.
Dedication. This book is dedicated to Marcus Dion Wade Stormy. Thank you for all of the years of true friendship. Your love and support was unmatched. To have known you was to be unconditionally loved. I am forever grateful for you. Love always and forever.
Forever, my brother.
Here she go. Rita, what is your sib note?
I don't honestly. After all of that, I don't have a sib note. That is, there's nothing to follow up that girl. That was just amazing. We're gonna close it out with my brother.
Well, I'm just grateful. My third book will be out sometime in 2023. Both of my books are available on Amazon. Love You More, Grieving Isn't Easy, and Healing Hurts. And All
Mm-hmm.
My Broken Crayons Still Color, a daily affirmation book with a journal. And as always, siblings, thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Regina Kids Podcast. I'm your host, Maxie.
I'm your host Rita, and if you don't know when that book come out, you can meet us right here. She'll tell you all about it, and I have my ad libs along the way.
And as always, we will continue to glow through.
Whatever it is you're going through, girl, it did that, girl. You see how that
And we'll see you on another
was?
episode of the
I promise
Regina
you. I
Kids
promise you.
Podcast.
Bye, guys.